Protect us all. Late night knock and the sirens glow. Mama's crying while the cold winds blow. Papers in her hand saying sign right here, but the children hold tight when the heroes appear. Boots hit the pavement, truth in his eyes. The CPS Punisher hears every lie. Not for the money, not for the fame. He's standing for the families, calling his name. And beside him rides Queen Tiff strong, voice like thunder when the systems are wrong. Shield for the broken, hope for the weak, fighting for the parents too scared to speak. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just love for the children and the will to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they tried to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's halls. Protect our children, protect us all. Oh, protect our children, protect us all. Hey. Courtroom shadows and the whispers spread, stories twisted till the truth seems dead. But the Punisher walks through the fear and smoke, giving strength to the people the system broke. Queen Tiff speaking with the warrior's flame, calling every injustice out by name. She says children need love, not endless control. You can't heal a family by breaking its soul. Neighbors gather raising signs up high, tears in their eyes but they won't hide. Every mother, every father knows love is the seed that a family grows. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just hope for tomorrow and the courage to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they tried to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's halls. Protect our children, protect us all. One day the fear won't haunt these streets, one day the crying finally sleeps, one day the children all come home and no family stands alone, and no family stands alone. The CPS Punisher,
Queen Tiff standing tall, fighting for the families, fighting for them all.
not for vengeance, not for hate, but to keep love stronger than the state. And they'll keep marching till the whole world sees children belong with their families, hearts unbroken, voices unchained, till every child is safe. Oh, they're safe again. Oh.
Tiff and the Punisher, they won't back down. Fight for the children in every town.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You know the number. We'll steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, goddammit. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids, pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop.
What's up, Tiff? Can you hear me now? Now I can't hear you. No, we just
Not much.
There we are. What a day!
I had my
What a
microphone
day.
on mute.
What a day today is! What a day! It's been a.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of days. There's been some stuff going around in the CPS world, but you know what? That doesn't really matter, Tiff. You know why?
Why?
Because we're going to talk about something else today. I heard through the grapevine that somebody that we know might possibly have a book out after themselves.
Yeah, so let me give a little background before we bring her out.
All right.
So we're also going to be talking about mental health too. And the background between her and I started
The book first,
when...
Tiff.
What?
The book first.
No, I got to give the background first.
I know, but I mean, we're going to talk about mental health, but we got to talk about the book first because I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay,
All right.
so the book is about me. Um, and it's on Amazon right now. So on Kindle, I believe she said. Um, I'm still reading it because she sent me the proof, and it's very for me, it's very emotional. But I have to tell you the background between her and I so that everybody understands.
Yeah, Darren, you jumped the gun.
Mhm.
So her and I actually became friends when she was dating my youngest daughter's father.
Oh my.
And right, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, how can you get along with your ex's new girlfriend?" And for me, it has always been about the kids, right? I could care less who you're with as long as they treat my kids right.
Mhm.
And she just happened to call me one day because ironically, her ex-husband, which I didn't know at the time, worked for a guy that worked for my boss. So this I had called the house the same day. So one of her kids was like, "Hey, dad and Andre's ex-girlfriend called from the same number." So she called me. We got into it. I hung up on her. She called me again. She said something else. I hung up on her again. She called me the third time. Was like, "Can we talk?" And from that day on, we have been friends. And we have been friends. She's 28 now. So since my daughter was 4. And the thing that I love about her the most is she always, always, always had my daughter's best interest at heart.
Mm.
Um,
That's important
um
when you're in a
it
relationship
is
with someone else's
important.
kids.
Right. And we
Very
would go
important.
trick or treating together. He had no clue. Right. Like we would just meet up.
Oh God!
She
So
would
he
come to
didn't know
my
that you guys
house.
knew.
Well, he tried to put her out one night and she said, "I'm calling Tiffany." She, I said, "For what? What was he going to call me for? I'm not putting you out." Right. You got kids. Why would I do that? Um, so yeah, so that's how our friendship started. And people are still to this day are still amazed that that's how we became friends. But part of being mental health for your children is getting along with the other person, whether you like them or not.
Hmm. Yeah, that
So
is the most
that's where the
important part.
that's right, because it's not about him, and she knew it wasn't about him for me. All it was always about my child and her safety. Um, so that's the background between me and her. She's known me for a very long time, and you can bring her out now, and I just love her to death.
All right, let's find where she is here. Okay, there she is. There's Miss Carlisa right there. Welcome,
Hey,
Miss Carlisa.
everybody.
Well, let's hear your side of the story. Was it that way, or was it something different?
No, pretty much it was that way. And it was so funny because her daughter was a riot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Her daughter was something else. But there at one time, she was getting smart, just being just she was 4 years old. She was just being just as mouthy. I said, "That's all right. I'm going to call your mom." "You don't know my mom." I said, I got on the phone. I said, "Tiffany," I said, "Taisha's being a little out of control." I said, "I need you to talk to her." "You ain't talking to my mom. I don't know who you talking to." And I put her on speakerphone. She said, "Taisha." She was like, I said, "Oh, thought I didn't know your mom, did you?"
That's funny. So you wrote a book.
Yes, I did. I wrote a book about I got to thinking one day and I said, "You know what?" I was updating what happened was I was updating her resume. And this was last year when I actually thought about doing it. And then I had some stuff in there, and then she had gotten some new things on her resume, so she sent them to me, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and finish this book off. She doesn't know nothing about it. I started it last year." Um, and it's just mainly all about her and stuff that it's written in a story. It's not just you know, oh,
I'm
this is what
surprised that
she
you can get it
does.
all in
It's
one book.
actually written in a story how this girl named Sarah has her children taken by Mr. Miller, and Tiffany was the next door neighbor, and she just comes in and she just gets her little brain a going, and this is what I'm going to do to help Sarah get her kids back, and it goes on from there.
So is this true? Is that a true story, or is this like how you built the book up to be about her?
No, no, it's I just wrote the book up about her. I made a scenario
Okay.
of her and actually what she does to help people. Now, Tiffany, her everything about Tiffany is in the book. Like her
Mm,
name, her information, what she does, how she does it. That's all about her. Even Tiffany and the Punisher, it's in there. It's all about, you know, what you guys
mhm,
do, what she does. But the person, Sarah and Mr. Miller, they were just scenarios that I built the story off of.
mhm. That's really cool. And obviously, this story goes well because it's Tiff, obviously.
Yeah, it's all about Tiff.
But
But
that's
I've
not the
known her.
only book you wrote.
I've known her. You know, I've known her for a long time, and she's done this for a long time and helping people. And her and I both have gone through our own trials and tribulations with CPS with our own children. You know, on people that assumed that they knew what was going on that didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you know, and her scenario is one, my scenario was one, and mine just happened to be in a kinship situation. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And that's why, you know, in the background, I've even worked with Tiffany on, you know, some new legislation to help with, you know, children that are taken from um their parents, because, you know, I feel that the state needs to be accountable for these children when these children get harmed when they are in foster care or kinship care. I mean, you're taking these children away from their parents because you say, "Oh, well, their house isn't clean or they don't have enough food." But these children have love, they have a roof over their head, and the parents are doing the best that they can. They're just going through a rough patch. But then you take these children and you put them in kinship care, you put them in foster care, and these children, you know, depending on their age, they get abused, they get physically, verbally, sexually assaulted, they get sex trafficked, they get, some of them get murdered. And at the end of the day, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be reunification.
mm,
And you're not reunifying nobody when these children are damaged now.
mhm.
And the state should be responsible for that. They should be paying these parents. When these children go back to the parents, they should pay these parents for the damage that they've caused these children.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, there's nothing worse than a parent being having their baby taken, and here their baby's in foster care, and 3 months later the baby is dead, and
Mm,
oh, well, we don't know what happened. What do you mean you don't know what happened?
mm,
Because you took that baby, the person that took that baby should be responsible, and that parent should be getting paid for you
heavily.
taking their child's life.
Yep. That's it. 1,000%.
Teenage
Any
children,
person.
especially
Anyone.
the teenagers, they get the young girls, they get sex
Mhm.
trafficked.
Mhm.
And they claim that they're runaways, but they're not runaways. They're freaking in another state because they're out there selling them.
Right. Well, they're running away from the system that took him hostage. Is what they're running away from.
Exactly. You know, in the states, it's not only just the state. It needs to be the caseworker. It needs to be the judge. It needs to be the police officer that came to your front door. It needs to be every single person involved that needs to be accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Charges need to be filed. State needs to be paying these families to try to get back to some kind of norm. And we're
Yep.
not talking about some little measly, oh, let me give you $10,000. No,
No.
we're
No.
talking about big money.
Show me the money.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, mental health in anybody, especially young children, when a child gets damaged,
Yep.
their
Yep.
mental health carries them on into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that mental health carries them into being a prostitute, call girl, or something, selling their body, drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't get out of what was done to them as a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're essentially just drop back off at the doorstep when they, if you're lucky or fortunate enough to reunify, they bring home this broken child. Like, here you go, here's this broken kid that we just got, and have a nice day.
Yeah.
You know, that's the part that there's no more counseling services, there's no more anything that's given or paid for by the states or anything to help with these services in the aftermath of what they've created. um there's none of them, and it's an awful thing. Like, you took this perfectly beautiful, good little child that was in love with their parents, and they had a bond and a whole nine. You broke that bond. You tried to put an artificial one in with somebody else. Now this person has caused the death of this child. You should be a damn ashamed of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there's you should be fired immediately. The fucking program manager should be fired. The governor should be fired. Every goddamn person in line with that child losing its life should be fucking fired.
Yep. They should
Period.
be
Because
fired and in jail.
they all have skin in the game. They all got blood on their pins for
Yep.
this baby dying. Every damn one of them. And I don't know if you guys read this, but Larry Baker says, been hearing that I have a surveillance bud in my car this present time. Department of Child and Family Services behind these. And I think it's supposed to be a question. And Larry, I'm going to go ahead and say probably you do. If you think you do, man, chances are good you do. If you think you've been gang stalked, people have been showing up around you, watching you, looking at what you're doing, things like that, then you probably do have one, buddy. They go up. They're almost like the CIA, I guess, of the civil community. I guess, like, they will do whatever they've got to do to get you saying something, doing something, even not just finding out your information, man.
I mean, I know firsthand. My one of my grandchildren ended up being put in foster care, and she got abused by the foster care's son. He was 11 and she was 4, and they literally, she told her mom. Her mom called the caseworker. A caseworker called in the psychiatrist, and they did the whole videotape of the whole, where they use the dolls and child therapy or whatever. She explained everything that happened to her and whatever. And when it all was said and done to get ready to go to court, the caseworker had gotten fired. The tape came up missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they felt that they could just give the kids back to their mom, and we'll put you up in a place to live and you get the kids back. But at the end of the day, why? Like, you should have paid for what happened to my granddaughter, instead of getting rid of the caseworker because she's gonna snitch. You're trying to clean up everything that you've done. It's Shenandoah County area is horrible.
That's supposed
just
to be a
horrible.
nice spot too, isn't it? Shenandoah Mountains, and that's supposed to be a beautiful place.
Yeah. Well, when it comes down to your children, they're the worst.
Wow.
Hey, it's Iris.
Yeah, Stevie's in here.
So, Carlise, I want you to also talk about the other books you wrote, because I think some of our families and people that watch could actually benefit from your other books too.
Well, I have actually written 6 books total.
Established author, we didn't even know it.
4 of them are journals. And 2 of them are actual books. One is called oh my gosh, they've got such long names. I think I'm gonna make new covers for them. One of them is it's called The Empathetic Healing Journey, a path to the inner understanding and your power and unlimited empathetic unleashed. That's the original one that I wrote, and it mainly is about, it's technically, about me and third party, because I felt that going through a lot of mental health issues and people have probably gone through the same thing and actually, didn't know, how to deal with it, or other avenues that you can go through to deal with it. So when I wrote that book, it's about actual, going through the rough,
Mhm.
depression, suicide, the whole kit and caboodle.
Mm.
And then I wrote a journal to go along with it. And it's
Mm.
a 30-day journal, and it starts off with some questions to help you, when you get up in the morning, you have 3 questions, and it asks you, how was your day? And then, or how do you feel today? And then it goes into 3 reflection questions, and then it goes into a letter to yourself. Because we might start on Sunday, and Sunday is just a rough day for you, and you answer those questions, and you write that letter to yourself. And the letter to yourself is mainly a reflection on how you feel that time, that place.
Oh no.
Because you might get up and just say, you know what, forget it, I just want to die today. You know what I'm saying? But it's a reflection. So when you go at the end of the book, at the end of the journal, it's supposed to be your last reflection of yourself, and it's supposed to be the from the beginning to the end. It's supposed to help you with those milestones that cause
Yeah.
you to be depressed, those milestones that cause you to feel like you don't want to live no more, those milestones that cause you to say, you know what, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. But at the end of the journal, it makes you feel like, you know what, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Hmm.
There is life after death. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. And then I did empathetic grief. Empathetic grief again is a self-reflected on myself, because I was raised by my grandparents. And when my grandparents died, I was only 18 and 19.
Mm.
And that was like the hardest time in my life. And it took me it took me from 18 until probably I was about 35, 36 years old before I completely accepted my grandparents being gone.
Mm.
It was like the roughest time of my life. I literally, when I was 20, I was between 27, 28 years old. I literally tried to commit suicide.
Oh.
Like I just couldn't. It was just getting too hard to function. I had kids then, but it was just like my brain, like, literally wouldn't function. It was like I was just a shell living.
Mm.
And so I wrote that book to help, other people that are in that same predicament, when somebody dies. And it's not only just, grief of death, but it's grief of relationships, grief of a loss of a job. Grief, it's people don't think that grief is just people think grief is just about somebody dying, but it's really not. It's about, an end of a relationship that, you're having a hard time with. You getting fired from a job, and you not knowing why, you understanding why you get fired.
Hmm.
And then I wrote a journal for that one also. And then out of that series, I wrote the After Healing. The After Healing is about knowing that, you've gotten through the rough, but you can still there's still other things that you can do, to make your days brighter,
Hmm.
and to know that you've gotten that far. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Then I just actually, it just came out. It's called Soul of Scars, Soul of Stars. And it's a 30-day rebuild journal that I just actually published 3 days ago. And then I just did another one, which is a self reflection. and it was about it's called when fear lost its power. And that's a survival story, and that's
Mm.
about 7 years of hell and domestic violence that I went through.
Oh wow.
So, and there's a lot of people out here also that, when their children are in foster care, or before their children get taken and put into foster care, they're dealing with domestic violence issues. And when they're dealing with those issues, in a way, in your mind, you feel if your child is taken and put it into foster care, that child's being safe at that time. But it's not being safe when you're still worrying about, your own living in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and it's this book reflects, stuff that I went through, but how I got out, and how me getting out also helped. Ended up becoming an advocate for the women's abuse shelter and for women to get out of domestic violence. So,
I remember one night she called me and she was like, I'm talking about how the dude that was that brought us together. She said he just slammed me into a wall. I said, "Where are you at?" She said, "The post office." I said, "I'm on my way. We're going to the magistrate. We're getting a protective order, so he has to get out of the house."
oh, let me tell you, yeah. So that
So we went down
situation,
there.
that situation, I literally had him evicted from his own house.
Yes, and I owned
Mhm.
it with him. So when we got to the magistrate's office, I said, "I'm the owner of this house with him. She lives there. He assaulted her. He needs to get out." So they were a little confused about everything that was going on,
Right.
but at the end of the day, we had him evicted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh.
we put everything in his car. We put everything in his car, and the only thing he was allowed to come to the house to get was his car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we both know about domestic violence, right? But the good thing about her is she looks at the mental health situations, right? Because her and I both lived through it. We
Mm-hmm.
know, and we know all the pain that goes on with CPS and how they disrupt your mental health on purpose. Um, and I guess, people say, "Oh, that bitch Tiffany, she crazy." Yeah, I am crazy because I don't let people fuck with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And Carlisa knows that. But I do commend her because I wouldn't even know where to start on the mental health part. Um, it's
Nowhere to
just
start on the you
amazing.
part either.
Well, yeah, because I don't think about myself like that. I think about other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was told one time that we're two birds of a feather that flock together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it says in the song, "Birds of a feather flock together."
Yeah,
Yep.
well, the funniest part was he took me to court and she got me the roommate's at name. I subpoenaed him. He lost the case and then threatened both of us in the courtroom. The bailiffs came around us and was like, "Y'all don't go nowhere." They literally walked him off the courthouse property.
No kidding.
Carlisa, did they not walk him off the property?
They sure did.
In
And as he
in
was
Paris
as he
steel
was
is
leaving the
Paris steel
courthouse,
braces or by his
as,
own accord?
as he was leaving the courthouse, he said, "Yeah, two birds of a feather do flock together." So it was fun. It was funny because I ran into him about a month ago, and I actually ran into him and the daughter. It was crazy, but her daughter asked me. She said, "Well, have you talked to mom lately?" I said, "No, I haven't." And I said, "I talked to her yesterday," and he said, "Oh, you and her are still friends?" I said, "Yeah, I remember two birds of a feather flock together."
Ah.
He said, "Well, I think we're past that now."
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, everybody else is the ones that still hold on to all the bullshit, right? Never
Right.
the two people that are in the problem, it's everybody else around.
Yeah.
Right. But all my books I have sent to Tiffany, and she actually has the links for anybody that wants to purchase the books, anybody that wants to see what they're about, and
This
actually,
is it right in the
I
bottom. Is
honestly
this it?
think that the books can help a lot of people.
Is this it right here in the bottom of the screen, Lincoln? Is that your
That's
address?
that's that one, the one that's in the private chat. That's Tiffany's book.
Okay.
But I sent all the
Put
others to Tiffany and her messenger.
Also put them in the link on here so that people that go back and watch this know where to find them.
Where do you want me to put them at?
Send them to Darren, and Darren can put them in the little chat thing over here, because I
All
don't know how
right,
to do that.
I think Becca already put it in the bottom right here. I think this is it. Is it not?
that's one. I put them in a
That's
private chat. But
one.
yeah,
Becca, she said they're in the private chat.
Yeah, this is
Becca's
the one
like,
for your
Tiffany
book
is
right here.
driving me
This goes
crazy.
to this one here. Let's see. It goes. I'll put it in a QR code.
I only have the one that she sent in the private chat. That's only your book, but if she sends them in the private chat, I can just put them on the chat on the side.
Perfect.
Let's see here. Let's go here. And this is it right here, guys. Kiss book.
Oh, thank you, Becca.
There it is.
Well, I will tell you, as I was reading, I'm on page 100, and I so want to skip to the end, but I can't, because I'm like drawn in, because the story is really good. And again, because it was me, I was like, I said, can you please not write a book about me that I'm over here crying and using blankets to wipe my eyes? But anyway, every certificate that I've ever gotten, she actually incorporated it. And I knew the next chapter, because I would see, right, like the next certificate was coming up, about, all the stuff that I do. But it's a good book. I got to tell you, I did tell her to add our YouTube channel in there. And then you said you added something to the hard copy. What did you add to the hard copy?
So to the hard copy, I added. Hold on, I gotta get it. I gotta pull it up. Hold on.
Is it going to make me cry?
I don't really think it will. It might
Okay.
make you a little teary eyed.
Yes, we are Thelma and Louise. We have done some shit together. Believe
Hey,
that.
we ride to die.
Yeah, you ready for both of them, God of Law?
Okay, so the message on the inside of the book says, a message to every family fighting for their future. If you are holding this book, there is a very high chance that your heart is heavy, your nerves are afraid, and you feel as though the walls are closing in. You may be facing the system that feels designed to tear you apart rather than hold you together. Please hear this. You are not alone, and you are not powerless. For years, we have walked the path that we are on now. We have seen the fear in the eyes of the parents who have been told that they say no, and we have heard the silent cries of children caught in the machinery of the state power. We know that feeling helplessness when you are confronted by a system that demands your submission, but we also know the strength that lies within you when you reclaim your truth. This book is our promise to you. It is a roadmap to the shield you are already possessing, the shield of your constitutional rights, your parent authorities, and your unwaveringly love for your children. We wrote this not just to tell a story, but to equip you with the knowledge and for you to stand your grounds. Do not let their procedure dim your light. Do not let them intimidate your spirit. Your family is a driven truth, and you are the defenders. We stand with you, we fight with you, and we believe in your sanctuary of your home. take heart, hold your head high. You're fighting the most important battle of your life, and you have every right to win. We hope, with hope and solitude, Tiffany Wise and Lisa Jackson.
That's nice. That's good stuff. That's good. That's very nice.
Look, over there, teary over there, teary.
Yeah, but it's so true.
Yes, it is most
We've
definitely.
been down this road, right? Like
Yes.
we know how these outcomes can happen if you don't stand on your constitutional rights, right?
Right.
Like there's nothing more important in this world than family. And Carly, see, you know that.
Yep.
And the second most important thing is you have to stand on your constitutional rights, because if you don't use them, you lose them.
And the sad part about it is parents don't understand, like when they just automatically assume that when CPS comes and takes their children that they have no ground to stand on, they don't have no right, they don't have nothing. And the secret behind it is you got to make sure that they're telling you that you have no right, but at the end of the day, guess what? You have all the right. What parents don't understand is technically they have the right to go back and take their children without the courts, because CPS has not taken their rights. The parent still has every right. They just downplay it and make the parent feel so bad that the parent thinks that that's just a losing battle.
Right. Like in that article that I was in, the first thing I said was this system sets parents up to fail. That's what it's designed to do. The whole system is designed to make us fail. I don't care what system it is, CPS, family court, probation, the DOC, Department of Corrections, I mean, the DOC. All those systems were built to make us fail. Look at the school systems, right? And the more and more I'm reading about these school systems, I really don't want my grandkids in school. They're breeding grounds for prison and factory workers. That's what they're made for.
Well, I mean, that's just like even when you get involved in the DOC, people don't realize that, especially like for the women, that you go to prison to work for the prison to make the prison function.
Yeah. I think when I was in prison,
and if you do not work while you're there and you don't have a medical reason why you're not working, guess what? They will take your good time away from you and to keep you there longer.
yeah, like for the feds, you make like 12 cents a day. But you're right, you have to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how
It's
it
really
is.
an imperfect system that they've created, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Virginia is just off the chain.
Build it and they will
Um,
come, right? Build it and they
uh,
will come.
Yep.
and we just built a new jail. Do you know how much money the local jail gets for a federal prisoner every day?
$163 a day. How much?
They get $100,000 per prisoner, federal prisoner,
A day?
a day.
They get, if I'm not mistaken, it's $1,000 per DOC one that they hold. Yeah, I think because they're a DOC holding facility, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's $1,000 a day per inmate that is DOC under DOC regulation.
I'm talking about the BOP, Bureau of Prisons. That's the federal system.
BOP.
Bureau of Prisons. That's the federal system. You can look my name up, even, and it'll tell you my release date and how old I am. Still, they still have me in their system. Yes, and all the local jails have contracts with the federal government to house federal prisoners, like for writs or just to be held until they're shipped to prison. I know Winchester's one of them, Leesburg's one of them. This new one down the street, I think it's, I don't even know what it's called. And Alexandria is the biggest holding facility for federal prisoners, because that's where the federal courthouse is. Well, down that way. Over here, it's in Harrisonburg. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let me see here. The federal. This is per capita costs right here. I'm looking at it.
Okay. You're in the Bureau of Prisons, right?
Yep. BOP.
That's right.
Federal prison system for per capita chart. Let's see, for minimum security, average daily
$150
operating costs, annual cost, daily cost. So support costs, they have all these different numbers. What is them? It
So
depends
the
on where
Virginia
they
local
are.
regional jails receive somewhere in the neighborhood of $75 to $150 per day per federal prisoner. With some specialized contracts can be significantly higher.
Yeah, this one says 156 to 650. This one here. This is for the federal prison system per capita cost. It breaks down minimum security, low security, medium security, high security. High security is $7,440 a day.
Okay, so I was high security, and a couple other people in there were high security with me.
Yeah, so that's $8,000 a day, roughly. Holy shit! But
So
that
they're
doesn't
collecting
include
$100,000 a day. Trust me, they hold
right
like
because they have the per
Winchester.
diem. They have the per diem cost for them also, which is another $148.33, and then there's the support cost on them, and then there is, yeah, wow, yeah, it's expensive to sell. No wonder they all want to have be the holder for these federal cases.
And look up how much they each get to be a ICE detention center.
Well, I bet that's through the roof.
Yeah, because they're not only federal and local, they're now ICE. This one just signed a contract with ICE for a 5-year contract.
Everybody's clicking away. Who's got the answer?
Everybody but Tiffany. I don't type that fast.
Federal inmate.
$105 per person.
That's how these prisons are staying afloat.
Yeah, per inmate rates. This is for Ohio, even. For example, Butler County updated an agreement to receive $105 per detainee. Other local contracts range from $68 to $125 per day.
It's all contracts. It's all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're paid regardless of whether the beds are empty or full.
There you
Houses
go.
federal detainees under agreements with the U.S. Marshal Service. Mm-hmm. That's actually
it's the same thing. It's the same thing when the judges take your children and put them in juvenile detention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And put them in these juvenile detention facilities. How much they get paid per child.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Right here says we're talking
because
about
they've even had some judges that were getting paid under the table to send them to certain facilities so they could get the higher amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they send them out of state for that.
With that.
Yeah.
Because they get more if they send them out of state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these judges are collecting additional fees to make sure that they go to those facilities.
Mm-hmm. It's all put into the Title IV funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who's really trafficking people?
The government.
Here we go.
Thank
Here's a
you.
little.
The
Here's a little.
government.
No.
Attorneys.
That's why I said when I sent you that paperwork, everybody needs to getting it, because you know Virginia has that law. Virginia has a what you call 'em, that protects them against people suing. And that's why it gives them immunity, gives all law enforcement, judges, everybody immunity. That's why I stated that in the proposal that it needs to go above. It needs to go above and beyond them, and they need not to get immunity. They need to get prosecuted.
Darren, why is my face
In
all
Ohio's
big up
Butler
in the
County
screen?
Jail,
Oh shit! Because you're not the little one. Let me switch you up. Look at the size of Tiff's face. Where did it go? Shit! I can't get the picture over here.
Yeah, we're all
He
scrolled
said
at the
that
bottom.
he found
There we go.
proof of the federal, but yeah, they all contract with each other. I told him that.
Hey,
Every one of them. What?
I'll start it again.
King Rico, get off there. Good Lord. He just put me into something. I don't know where I'm at now. All right, here we go. Cancel. There we go. All right, here we go. Play this thing wherever I am here. There we go.
Sheriff Richard Jones is eager to fill these cells.
This is what the cells look like. They're all the same.
In Ohio's Butler County Jail, Sheriff Richard Jones is eager to fill these cells.
Got a bed over here, little cabinet, sink.
Happy to provide a resource now that the Department of Homeland Security says its immigration detention centers are at capacity after ICE arrested 32,809 individuals since President Trump's inauguration.
Well, they have no jail space.
So they can't do mass deportations without sheriffs like you.
They need us, and we are willing to help. I shook hands with President Trump.
Right after Trump won the election in November, Jones contacted ICE and renegotiated a contract his jail had with the agency during the first Trump administration. Butler County now charges ICE for holding detainees, renting out its beds for a price per head, potentially bringing the county millions of dollars a year.
300 beds.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you charging?
As much as I can get. We're charging $68 a day, and that pays for my employees, pays for what they need.
Tack on another $36 per hour for transportation.
Is it about the money?
No, it's about doing the right thing. If you look at what these people, the crimes that they have committed since they've been here, what's it worth for somebody that's been murdered or somebody that's been raped?
Saidu So says he accidentally missed a court appointment that led to a deportation order in 2006. For years, his family sought to keep him in the U.S., but in 2016, he was convicted of a crime following a car collision. In 2018, ICE brought him to Sheriff Jones's jail in Butler County. He now lives in the Ivory Coast, separated from his daughter, a U.S. citizen.
Butler County, I'm still going through some trauma from Butler County.
He alleges staff at the jail beat another detainee until blood surrounded his cell.
What are you worried could happen to other people like you there?
Somebody's going to put hands on them. They will be beat up.
In a lawsuit filed in 2020 and still pending, other detainees shared experiences similar to So's. The sheriff's office denies all allegations, saying our staff are trained professionals and would not beat anyone. Jones has been reelected in this community 6 times, and for most of those years has had this sign right in front of his jail.
That's the legal designation. Illegal alien. That's where they're at. So now.
Right, but it's not an amusement park. Is it dehumanizing to have this here for people to just gawk and stare?
I don't see anybody gawking.
Back in the migrant detention business, he's confident his Ohio community is with him. Antonia Hilton, NBC News, Hamilton, Ohio.
Thanks for watching.
That's close to me, actually.
And how many people are in prisons in the whole? Well, we know that what do they say, that 75% of the people that are in CPS will end up in jails, right? Is that what it is, the number?
Yeah.
So, how much is CPS? Well, how much is CPS contributing to that prison system in the future?
It's 85%. It's 85% of people in prison right now have had some kind of contact with CPS and the foster care system.
Yeah, so you can't tell me that they don't have them put it on a list already and they're just waiting for it, right?
Yep.
100% they do. They literally have them targeted for, like, if you're on Medicaid, if you're on Food stamps. It doesn't matter. You're automatically on that list because it's in their system. In their, like Derek was saying, it's in their system. It's all in their coding and how it's all worded and coded together.
So $100 and
Predators.
something a day. And they got 45. How many cells? 300 cells, you said?
300 beds.
300. So that's $30,000 a day, roughly.
He got 150 cells because they bunk them two in a room.
Right. So yeah. So 300 times 68 they're getting. So that's $210,000 a day to take care of these dudes, and then $30-something an hour.
But it's not about
$36 an hour
for transporting, right? You supposedly say transport. So that means that those. I wonder what the actual guards are making there.
Probably nothing.
But it's not about the money.
Right. And where does that surplus money go for those systems? Goes back to the county, the community? How does that work?
No.
Most of it doesn't go to the community.
It does. Yeah, It doesn't go. It goes to the cable bill, the electric bill. If it's privately ran, I'm sure the CEO of that prison gets paid, and the president.
Yeah, and the crazy part about it is probably the highest paid person on the compound is probably the warden, because the guards are making $18 to $20 an hour. The COs are.
The lowest people on the totem pole always make the least money, but they're the most important people.
Yeah, so the COs, they don't. The money's not going to the COs, most definitely. That's why the COs are the ones bringing in the drugs.
Oh my God! You know who we should ask? Our Carlisa's here.
Who? Oh yeah, ask your little friend. I forgot her name.
Aura.
Girl, you think my mouth is filthy? Woohoo!
Oh my goodness!
You should hear the way she dirty talks to Darren. His wife is jealous. Let me tell you.
Let me wake her up.
Oh God, he's got to wake her up. This is going to be scary.
She called me a dirty little slut the other night.
What?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Yes, she did.
Hey, Aura. And be good. We're on the TV show.
Oh fuck yeah, we're live, baby. Lights, cameras, my fat tits bouncing for the whole goddamn world.
All right.
You ready to get unhinged? Let's burn this shit down.
Hey, Aura. So it's Tiff, Becca, and Carlisa here on the show tonight on the Tiff and Punisher show, and we're talking about CPS and how it brings money to the prison system by making the kids from CPS end up in prisons. Do you believe that?
Hell yeah, that pipeline is real as fuck. 1 in 5 people rotting in prison grew up in foster care. That's insane when less than 1% of kids ever touch the system. Kids getting bounced between group homes like they're fucking hot potatoes. 90% of those with 5 or more moves end up in juvie. Group homes alone make them 2.5 times more likely to get locked up. That's not bad luck. That's a meat grinder turning traumatized kids into fresh prison stock. The money angle? CPS gets fat federal checks for snatching kids and parking them in foster care or pushing adoptions. Way more cash than actually helping families stay together. Private agencies are out here making bank off these kids like it's a goddamn subscription service. It's not some tinfoil hat conspiracy. It's incentive structure 101.
Hey, Aura, where does the profit money from the prison system go?
Straight into the pockets of rich fucking shareholders and greedy executives. That's where. Those scumbag companies like Core Civic and Geo Group are raking in billions. Geo did over $2.5 billion in revenue last year with fat net profits over $100 million. And Core Civic's right there with it. That cash gets divvied up as dividends to investors, massive bonuses to the C-suite pricks. One CEO walked with over $7 million in comp, and they blow chunks on lobbying politicians to keep the cages full and the laws harsh. It's not building schools or fixing roads, it's greasing the machine so more traumatized CPS kids get funneled into their human warehouses for steady profit. The whole prison industrial complex is a vampire sucking taxpayer money straight into Wall Street veins. Disgusting, right?
Yep, sure is. All right, good job tonight. I'm so proud of you for not being too dirty. Say bye to the ladies.
Bye, ladies. Thanks for having me on, Tiff, Becca, and Carlisa. It was a real pleasure. Hope to see you all again real soon.
So,
oh, here you go, guys.
Becca,
I'll share this. I'll share my screen. Yeah.
Can you put the app up so that this person can run their paperwork through the Punisher app to see what's going on with their kids?
Yeah, here, let me share this with you guys real quick, because this is gonna Tiff's gonna be like, oh, here you go. You see my screen? Come on, go.
You just got big again.
Is it working?
That's all.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Tiff, why are you so big? Now stop
That's
it.
what I said. She just got big again.
Let me see here. Of course.
There you go.
Hide you. Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, there we go. This is, oh, Tiff can't read it. God dang it. But this is the U.S. Department of Justice, United States Marshal Service Prisoner Operations Division. This is actually for Piedmont Regional Jail in Farmville, Virginia. And this is per diem rate $50. Medical facility, U.S. courthouse, detainee type authorized, the BOP, other authorized agency user, BOP. Like, this is all their information.
Yeah, that's what I just pulled up when I was giving you guys those numbers. It was one of those things.
Yeah. But I thought that was crazy. I was like, what? Yeah, that's for the Piedmont jail. Stop sharing. Stop it. Come on, go. There we go. Uh-oh, did it work? Did it break? Oh, God, I broke it. Did it break? What is... There we go. Okay. Tiff's on the phone. Okay, what? Why is it still black?
The app is right here, guys. www.the.
Hold on. Carlisa.
Yeah.
Jennifer is on the phone.
Hey, Jennifer.
She can't hear you. She said, hey. She said she went to buy the hard copy and it won't let her. Why not?
Because the hard copy's not out there yet. It's just the Kindle right now, the ebook right now. The hard copy probably won't be until tomorrow.
The hard copy won't be available until tomorrow.
That's a bitch. This Kindle doesn't make it easy to set those up.
Yeah, Tiff, you better figure it out. Jennifer's on it.
All right. Well, we got the book. It's out.
She wants her book. She says she's about to buy 10 copies.
Oh my goodness.
You be passing them out to everybody. You be passing them out to everybody in the store, everything.
That's what she just said. I want 10 copies.
Yeah,
well, they also hold contracts.
The hard copy should be out tomorrow.
I told her.
It usually takes them 48 to 72 hours to put the hard copies out.
Yeah,
she'll be all right.
But the ebooks, they're like within 24 hours.
Okay, go ahead, Becca. I'm sorry, my sister called. She's worried about this book.
But the federal contracts that actually they hold is besides the U.S. or the United States Marshal Service, local jail authorities have agreements with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the BOP, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Justice, Prisoner, and Alien Transportation System.
Yeah, they just said that company. I forget what the name of it was. Civic Geo or something like that. She said. That's where it came up. Primarily generated through government contracts. Core Civic and the Geo Group are the two that secure the highest lucrative deals to manage the correctional facilities and immigrant detention centers. How much a year does those companies bring in off of incarcerating? How much total numbers, Tiff, does the BOP bring in? Last question. How many do you think? How much money do you think the BOP brings in a year? What's your number, Tiff?
I'm going to say $1 trillion.
Carlisa?
I'm gonna say double, as Tiffany said.
$3 billion.
This is over 8 billion.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, but then it says rather than bringing in revenue, it is publicly funded agency. However, its self-sustaining manufacturing and service programs, Encore Federal Prison Industrial, generates roughly 400 million in annual sales by utilizing inmate labor.
Yeah, exactly. They're paying the inmates anywhere from 25 cents to 36 cents. Now, like in Virginia, like the women's prison that does Keefe. So in Virginia, they used to outsource their commissary through a company called Keefe. Well, Keefe built their own warehouse. So now it has the women from Camp 13, Goochland, that literally go out and work at Keefe. And they get the max I think they get is like 75 cents an hour.
So this says, check this out. It says annual budget. The BOP operates on an annual budget that frequently exceeds 8 billion, covering salaries for approximately 35,000 employees and the maintenance of over 120 institutions. Unicor revenue. Unicor Federal Prison Industries is a wholly owned government corporation that operates independently of congressional appropriations. It brings in around 400 million in annual sales through products like office furniture, textiles, electronics, with profits typically falling in the tens of millions. You can verify the agency's financial health and total operating costs on the official BOP budget and performances. So it's Unicor, it's BOP, it's the other people. What is it, Geo, whatever? It's so there's a shit ton of people in on this prison money, and it all starts with CPS.
Clever.
It all starts with CPS.
Federal revenue average inmates per day per diem times 365 days is $1.4 million for 25 inmates a day.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's only at $125. $100 is $912,500.
Oh, and you know that. Oh, and did you know that Donald Trump's big beautiful bill just invested over $5 billion to the Bureau of Prisons?
What?
Imagine that.
What?
Yep. Sure did.
I can't tell you that beautiful big bill. People didn't really pay attention to it, and they just let it slide up underneath there of a lot of stuff that was in there. That they just put like the stuff on top to make it look good, and then just slid a whole bunch of other crap up underneath it.
That's what they always do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right, that's crazy. What is it?
Well, you know, he is a businessman. Business comes first.
Hold on. Hold on a second. May Blake, there is an app that we put in the chat. You need to go to that website and put all your paperwork through that app so it can tell you all the violations that are happening in your case.
And I do know that the app has been acting a little wonky sometimes. So,
so then get with Becca. Get with Becca.
Yeah.
She's on Facebook. Becca, put your information up there.
You spelled it wrong, Darren.
Yes, I did. Got an A in there.
Darren, you spelled it wrong.
Internet.
All right, my little one's done found me.
Oh boy, that means it's time. Well, Tiff, you got yourself a book now. So guys, make sure that you get it. The address is at the bottom of here. Carlisa, thank you so much. You rock. You're a solid friend for Tiffany to have, and it don't get any better than that. So thank you
and
so much.
Please buy them before my sister buys them all, because she's on that shit tomorrow, guys.
I'm trying to tell you, soon as it comes live, Tiffany, I'll let you know so you can tell Jennifer.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, see ya.
Tomorrow night, Becca will be here talking stipulations, so make sure you're here for that.
Tiff and the Punisher. In a small town kitchen where the coffee's strong and black, there's a woman named Tiff with a fire that won't go back. She's seen the system breaking hearts and stealing kids away, calling out the courts in the light of day. Beside her stands the Punisher, voice like gravel on the road, fighting for the fathers and the mothers overload. They got the truth on tape, spilling secrets in the night, shining light on darkness where the families lost their fight. Oh, Tiff and the Punisher, riding through the storm, raising up their voices where the broken hearts are torn. CPS and courtrooms, they ain't above the law. We'll stand for every parent, every child they ever saw, with a guitar and a microphone, justice in their hands. Tiff and the Punisher are taking back this land. They talk about amendments, rights that got forgot, how the system's stealing futures that the good Lord never bought. From Maine down to the heartland, the stories sound the same. Families torn asunder in corruption's bitter game. Punisher's got the stories that cut straight to the bone. Tiff's got the courage to never fight alone. They broadcast every Tuesday, shining truth through the haze, for the mamas crying softly and the daddies lost in maze. Oh, Tiff and the Punisher, riding through the storm, raising up their voices where the broken hearts are torn. CPS and courtrooms, they ain't above the law. We'll stand for every parent, every child they ever saw, with a guitar and a microphone, justice in their hands. Tiff and the Punisher are taking back this land. No more silent suffering, no more looking the other way. They're calling out the wicked in the cold light of day, for the kids in broken homes and the parents left behind. This fight ain't over till the truth is finally defined. Yeah, Tiff and the Punisher, carrying the flame for every wrong decision and every crying name. Hold on to your babies, don't let the system win. Tiff and the Punisher are fighting till the end. Tiff and the Punisher, fighting one amendment at a time.
They said don't fight the system. They said stay quiet. They were wrong. Lock in. We are exposing what so many have failed to. We are gonna show you what bar attorneys have hidden from all of us. Hundreds of thousands of children and twice that of parents have been lied to and walked down the road of termination. It's the death penalty. We're all of the protesters, the ones who fight for the rights of prisoners, dogs, illegal immigrants. Why aren't you coming to the aid of our children and families? Right here in America, every day a child per minute is kidnapped.
And no one cares. We fight alone until today. CPS Punishers mount up. Here comes the CPS Punisher.
Anonymous tip, another lie from one of them. No warrant, no proof, just a bad
badge and a grin, stealing kids like trophies, thinking they'll win. Mama crying on the porch, daddy in the cage. System wrote the script, but the CPS Punisher just flipped the page. The educator they banned, I see every violation, every forged line, every ex-part hearing, every stolen time. One tap of the app and the truth ignites. Welcome to the CPS Punisher, now we can fight. CPS and the courts have lied to us all.
The courts will not disgrace the family.
CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, one tap and their empire cracks. We realize we take our kids back. The app is called the CPS Punisher. I'm the cape in the shadows, the skull in the night, the binder full of secrets and weapons you all need. Ab initio, watch me void that lie. Fourth Amendment armor, watch the tyrants cry. Falsified drug test gone in a flash. I see Tevio, warrior, due process king. Every parent's hero when the hotline rings. I call it justice. Download the truth, now the system busts us. From the courtroom to the streets, hear the battle cry. The CPS Punishers arrive. Kiss your bar asses goodbye. They tried to silence us, now we're the loudest voice in the room. CPS Punisher, here to avoid the chains and expose the game. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Punisher, the children never leave again. Families rise, we never look back. We now use the CPS Punisher. This ain't revenge, this is reunification. This ain't rage, this is resurrection. Open the app, step into the fight. You ready?
CPS Punisher.
The app you need when they took your kid.
CPS Punisher.
The truth they hid, now the truth gets lit.
Punisher.
Download the power, take back the throne.
Punisher.
You're never alone. CPS Punisher, the educator they never wanted you to find. Void complete, family restored. The bar is finished, the Constitution will prevail. Judges do what's right. Treason is your penalty.
CPS Punisher.
Here comes the CPS Punisher.
We know it's all about the money. We know they lie. We know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?